Engineers inspect the summary video. We're here in Haddon Heights. We got a fire escape here that's got pressure treated. So minimally you got to get into the maintenance to make sure that none of this is happening anywhere. So every one of these must be tested and re-screwed back in. We got a fire escape. I think it's probably 15, no more than 25 years old. Was never stained after repair, but there has been some evidence of, coming in and tightening it up a little bit, but we do have some evidence that there's a tilt on that one down there. But we need to get all this and anything that's going to be a hazard for your hand, make sure we get it all down. Any attachments that go into here, I would like to see these sealed up so that water's not getting back into that and eating that. But at the same time, if you put in a bracket here, that bracket's going to get into good meat here, and that happens on both sides. So get all your railings. Things like this is exactly what they were looking for and they're concerned. So we really got to push that back in, but we need a proper reattachment here, but also a proper reattachment there. And we got to look at what the attachment point is for the top there. So we just got to verify that there's no cracks in the stringers and that the stringers are properly attached at the top, properly attached at the bottom.
You call the stringers the steps?
The stringers are the sides.
Oh, okay.
Make sure there's no crack, because then you sister it up. You would sister up the stringers. Right. Make sure that we have no treads here that are ready to give way at the nose, thereby creating a trip hazard. Anytime you have anything that has any wiggle, a lot of times, this has only gone so far, and they've started to do some metal, but basically you want everything buttoned up, and sometimes you leave this one and you create a brand new one. Right. And a lot of times it's better to do a full one through with a carriage bolt on the back side. You get a lot more rigidity. What they're worried about is stuff like this, and not just with nails and screws, because the freeze and thaw will eat that up. But basically use a piece of metal bracket or a metal plate to get this to secure. Same thing happens here. So a lot of times this is getting all the nails back in so you don't have anything to cut your hand. Seal it up to stop the freeze and thaw over the next 5 years. In some cases you can just rip this up and put a new one, or leave it alone. I mean, if you're going to replace this in 5 to 10 years, put another one right over, another 3/4, 5/4 over this one, right, and just skin it. And then, but get in here and secure. This typical corner is a very weak corner, but as soon as you angle bracket it in here, and you deal with what you have to do down there to secure it, you're going to get some rigidity. I just don't want this ever to fail in either direction. So right, metal does it, nails don't, because these things, it's already rotted. All of this rot.
What would it take for something like that to fail?
Oh. At the 200-pound load, the lateral load test, somebody just hit smoking a cigarette, yeah, and all of a sudden this thing just gives way, and that's when the guy falls. But as soon as you join this corner, this rail can't fall because it's being tied by this whole rail on this side. Right. So a lot of it is just reinforcing of corners. Gotcha. When it was fresh and brand new, she was fine, but now, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting this. Yeah. So all you do is you reinforce the corner with metal, seal it up, okay, and there's your stability. So a lot of it is general carpenter maintenance activity, but not just with nails and screws. You got to get, Home Depot, get those gussets, and same thing here. Basically, just get the rigidity back. Check every one of these so that you don't have none of that. See how that's already pulled out? See? Mm-hmm. Now there's more that are false, meaning, but what you don't want is little kids 3 to 5 years from now popping that out and falling through and then calling back and suing you or suing anybody that. So any carpenters must verify, because he's going to sign off on every single one of these that they're in good order, and just through natural freeze and thaw, and this will cut your hand. So these got to get back in. So a lot of that is on that. So underneath, you got to verify, and a lot of times it's through bolting, carriage bolting. So sometimes it's lag screws, but something that has 15 years of a lag screw, that lag screw has wicked water to the wood. And she's sitting there not very stable. So what you do is a lot of times you let sleeping dogs lie, and next to it you create a carriage bolt. You blow a hole all the way through it, washers on one side, washers on the other side. So let sleeping dogs lie if they look good.
Carriage bolts there, right?
I don't think so, because on the other side I can't see the nut or the head on the other side.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So that's lag screwed. Good construction 15 years ago but nobody's taking into account all the things that have happened since then. So now, the other thing too that I noticed is that these are buried into the ground. I noticed that there's got to be a footing there. The only thing that happens is you got to open this up and you got to get the cement 4 inches above grade, because that dirt is rotting this wood, But if you go down below, you're gonna see, if you dig down, look how much buildup there is. There's too much buildup.
That there is concrete.
There's concrete there, so you wrap a sonotube around it,
Right.
and then you fill it up with concrete again, 4 inches above grade.
Gotcha.
So that's gonna basically stabilize. You got to make sure you have your 4-inch rule here. You got to make sure that all the brackets that are holding your 2x8s, they're all in good order.
Right.
Works in both sides. My main concern is going to be back here. There seems to be a tilt that definitely got out of tilt. So a lot of times what happens is, and I see the cement right there, is those have sunk. And so as you can see, she's actually twisted in a strange way. She's dipped on this corner, and then she's dipped on the opposite corner where the rails are. If you come over here, Al,
Yeah. Okay.
take a look at it. So two things that happen. You can either straighten this baby out or let her be where she's at, but now you got to freeze her in the moment and secure it in the moment. So
Right.
she can stay like this, but now she needs to be frozen with metal,
Gotcha.
thru-bolts, carriage bolts, re-cement the bottoms over here, so that, because she's kind of settled. So you just got to make sure that the dirt and the leaves are not rotting.
It seems like with her still, it's certainly.
Yeah, you still got life. Yeah, I would get 10 more years out of this thing without a problem. But you're gonna have to do a few things now to stop her. So see, somebody already came in and reinforced these. But you got to make sure these lag screws tends to be the simple answer. Nobody wants a through bolter because it takes a little bit more time.
Sure.
But it's gonna buy you the time you need.
Okay, and I don't have to put a through bolt in as long as I put a bracket there.
Well, yeah, you can use a bracket. Your carpenter will come up with a good idea of whether or not he wants to put a metal bracket here, doing this,
Yeah.
or does he want to put an angled bracket inside here,
Right.
or does he want to drill it all the way
Okay.
through and then put a long
So
carriage bolt?
actually, once you do your evaluation, I still have to go to a contractor for.
Right, your contractor
estimate.
would watch this video, and then he would call us and say, here's my game plan, because the city official is going to want a game plan that comes from your engineer of record, which is us, or somebody you choose. But again, a lot of that is in conversations with the carpenter that you choose to do this job also. And we do wood and steel, so we can do it all. But a lot of this is just go right over it. So in some cases, I wouldn't rip up that wood that's showing its age on the right side, and you can cut your hand right over it. I would put a 5/4 over it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And she'll last, because she's got some good base here, okay? And then at the end, in order to get the 10 years out of this, I would stain this. Once you're done 100%,
Yeah, it
reinforce
has been,
it. Just
believe
give,
it or not, it has been stained a couple times.
yeah, give it a good stain. Give it another good stain, and,
Yeah,
and
okay.
that'll buy you some more time on this baby. And she'll do another 10 years if properly done. She needs to be inspected every 5. So at this time, she has not passed the confidence test. She's not ready for a load test. And if we provide enough satisfactory evidence of strength, which is the not an overhaul, but a reinforcement of the entire structure back to the city official, through us or through your engineer of record, she won't need a load test. But she's definitely on her last 10 years.
Okay.
Could be 5 if you just ignore
Yeah.
her, but
No,
could go
okay,
10.
I always talk a fire escape, which is what I'm regarding this as, to be substantial enough to support the weight of people
Yeah,
walking up and
100
down
pounds,
steps.
100 pounds per square foot. That's what I'm supposed to load this at, 100 pounds per square foot. The other thing that's going to be a question with the city official is that all your decking is 5/4. The norm, it's supposed to be like your treads, 1.5 inch, fire rating. So in speaking with your city official, he may want you to double up your decking to make, for fire rating, to be 1.5 inch thick. So 2 5/4 is going to get you the 1.5 inch. So you leave that alone and you run new decking on top. But that's a call by the city official who may say, your grandfathered in, leave it alone, or no, to meet the standard and as evidence
Okay.
of strength, give me that.
Okay, yeah, so
Okay.
that's-
Fire escape engineers, inspect the summary video. Cisco here. The number here is 866-649-0333. This project has to be confirmed that it does need a permit to do any and all this work, unless the city subcode official says that the routine maintenance of this structure does not need a what do you call it, a permit, okay?
Right.